getting myself all situated. So why are people so rude nowadays? It doesn't seem to matter where you go or what you're doing. Everything you do, people are on edge. They are stressed out. So the question is why, and how can we all take a little inhale and exhale and put a pause on it, and what do? Let's bring in a doctor, Jaime Zuckerman, a psychologist, to go through all of this morning. So thank you for coming in. We appreciate it because we all need it on both sides. And we also, of course, have our Good Day players who will be doing the roles, Mike and Alex, as we go through many scenarios that'll be coming up for most of us. Yeah, switch it around because we're going into the holidays, and that's a big stressor. So let's start with where we've seen a lot of bad behavior at the airport. So when we're at the airport, the scenario is people are fed up. They don't want to have, to wear masks. There's lots of flight delays. There's cancellations, and people are just, exploding. So here's our scenario.
You've got to be kidding me. I've saved up for over 2 years to go to this Mary Poppins convention out in Anaheim, and now the flight is canceled.
I'm so sorry, sir. We're doing everything that we can, but yes, your flight is canceled.
What could you do for me? Get me on another flight.
Well, we are working. There are lots of passengers, not just you, who need to be redirected.
I'm going to United.
So this is our situation. So what do? I like that Alex was, could say, like, listening to his concerns and validating what he had to say. What could he do? What could she do?
So what he could do would be to acknowledge his discomfort in the moment, as difficult as that may be. You always want to make sure that you have some space, physical space, right? Regardless of the pandemic, between you and the other person. Because anytime your body language, right, your arms are crossed, or you're looking down on somebody, or you're just physically too in their space, it's going to escalate. So you want to be aware also of your tone of voice. You want to speak at an oddly lower volume than you normally would. And also just keep in mind that, and I say this for everybody, people that come into work, they're coming in with everything that they're dealing in their own life. And so try to keep that in mind as you, especially during the pandemic, are agitated and anxious with good reason, that the people that you're dealing with are also dealing with those things as well.
And all of the stress of trying to deal with all these passengers. All right, let's go to scenario number 2. So we've had the crazy day at the airport. We managed to get on the plane, and now we're at Grandma's house for Thanksgiving dinner.
Do you have any more wine?
There we go. And all of a sudden, someone wants to talk politics.
I'm so glad that we were all able to come together for Thanksgiving. So what do you think about those midterm elections, huh?
A year from right now?
Yes. What do you think's going to happen based on what happened recently with the last election? How about those
Eagles,
yeah, but nobody's talking about that. And what about the inflation, everything that's going on? What do you think is really happening?
No, we're not doing this. Religion, maybe. We're not talking about midterms.
Then let's talk about money.
No.
How much are you making now?
Are you engaged yet?
All right, nicely done, players. So we just touched on just about everything that should be off limits. What should we be doing in those scenarios?
Sure. So the first is express what your boundaries are for discussions prior to the dinner. Speak to your family members. Let them know this is on the table, this is off the table. And if it comes up, because we know that alcohol is involved, one of the things that you can do is you can either have a dry Thanksgiving, dry Christmas dinner.
Oof.
I know.
Oof.
I know. Or ask people to bring their own so that it's limited. And know your own boundaries. If you are in a conversation and nobody's listening to you, or it's going somewhere bad, you can always excuse yourself from the conversation. You can always politely say, I'm not going to respond. And you just keep saying that over and over. And I always like to throw in the line, I'm sure you can understand. Because there isn't anyone that's going to say, no, I don't understand why at Thanksgiving dinner we don't want to talk about politics.
All right, and you're not going to change anyone's opinion, of course, on that day. So the day after Thanksgiving, of course, it's time to shop. It's Black Friday. We go to the mall, but everyone's short-staffed, and you can't find anything you want.
Excuse me, I've tried on this dress, and
Yeah.
do you have anything just a size bigger?
I can understand what you're saying. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You work here.
But I don't know.
Okay, well, do you know this? The dress says that it's, $60, but according to this coupon, it's supposed to be $25. So is there a way that you can make sure and do a price check just to make sure it's actually what it says it's supposed to be?
Listen, woman, this is my second day.
Did you just woman me? I'm the customer here. You know that, right?
This is my second day.
Well, how do you not know when you work
I don't know
here?
anything that's going on in this store.
Shouldn't you ask someone?
Do you think anybody trained me? I barely knew how to get here.
How did you get here then? Yeah, why are you here?
Well, unfortunately, that happens all the time where people are like at the checkout counter and they're brand new. What do we do? How do we show that grace?
Yeah, so again, I go back to try to keep in mind that everybody's coming to work with all their stresses and anxiety that they're dealing with at home, at work, and be a little bit, as you say, kind of gracious with that. The other is to keep in mind that we are so used to having products and the availability of products
and they're
at
not
our
there.
fingertips. And because of the pandemic and because of shipping issues, we just don't have that luxury anymore. And so we ourselves have to keep that in mind, that we have to lower our expectations a little bit about the availability of things. We're not going to get it right away.
And even so, then you're at the mall and you've been shopping, you're tired and you're hungry, and you go up and you're going to go get some food, and there's a long line.
Correct.
The tables are empty, and it's like a forever wait.
Again,
Hi,
I'm sorry.
welcome to the Good Day Cafe. How many's in your party?
It's 3 of us.
3. Okay. We're gonna need some time because we don't have a table right now. So if you could just stand over there, sir.
No, I see a bunch of empty booths, especially in the back. We've been waiting for 45 minutes. If you have empty tables, why can't we sit down?
Sir, if you could just stand over there, and we will call you over when your
I have
table's
stood
ready.
over
I
there.
said when your table's ready.
But there's tables that are empty.
Your table.
No,
That
there
is
are
your
tables that are
sir.
empty.
I didn't say it was your table.
Whoa! All right. So we know it's a pandemic, and we still have tables that are empty. In about 15 seconds, how do we not do that?
Yeah, so again, manage your expectations when you go out. We are in a pandemic. It is for your safety, for the safety of others. And keep in mind, the restaurants want to be at maximum capacity. This isn't necessarily their choice.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you
we
so
really
much.
appreciate it. Always listen and validate. Remember that.
Yes.
And
breathe.
All right. Let's go to the CMA fashion. Some of the